is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what's going on. And wait, I'm missing a light. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Going out of the way. Boom. I gotta have my little green arrow sign going up because Bitcoin, once I get focused, is going back up. So what really did happen? I've been out of it. I was on vacation. Holiday vacation. Went back to California last Wednesday after my show, hung out with family, friends, got a lot of food, got to see some robots when I was out there. That was pretty cool. But I was completely out of the loop. I guess like during the weekend, Bitcoin had a dip down to $85,000. It's like or 84,000. What happened here? That's like the last 24 hours. So it's like did we have a dip? But Bitcoin is shooting back up. We're at 91,700 and we're keep going up. So what did take place? Like there was a lot of FUD news going on out there. But what really did happen? Well, as far as I know, I'm sure you've heard it all already. Like there was some shakeout that did Japan just do something. Japan just did something it hasn't done since 2008. Its 2-year bond yield ripped above 1%. This is the reason why the market dumped recently, but this is also bullish for Bitcoin and altcoins in 2026. For that, I really don't know how it's bullish for the Bitcoin and altcoin space because of it, but this was pretty big because usually Japan bonds and 2-year bonds were at 0%, which made it very fruitful or enticing to make trades, do investments using Japanese money, just get the best option out there. So now that we're at 1%, that definitely did shake it, or that 1%, whatever. Yeah, that was some fun news that kind of shaked the market. What else happened over the weekend? We had the CEO of Strategy, not Micro Saylor. He is no longer the CEO of MicroStrategy, but his successor, Fong Li, he says the company would only sell its Bitcoin as a last resort if stock trades below net asset value and all capital access disappears. He calls it mathematical decision. So I'm sure when people were seeing Bitcoin's price like down in the 80,000s, let's go for the whole week. Like when we were seeing like this dip over the weekend, it was like you see that news article, you're really feeling it's the bear market. So we had, the Japan bonds, we had Strategy CEO saying that. And was there anything else really leading to it? No, it really wasn't else, but those were like the two. I'm sure there was some other stuff going on out there, but there was from what I'm getting caught up on like today and yesterday was this there was a lot of fun news. So, but again, we're still if I was watching Ivan on Tech this morning too, it's he says we're still in a bearish trend moment. So it doesn't matter if we have good news, bad news, if the trend and the narrative is bearish, price will still go down. But as of right now, it seems like we're back to bullish element. So again, are we just out of the cycles? Because just in Grayscale research said Bitcoin could set new all-time highs in 2026, unlikely to follow the 4-year cycle. So again, we got so many people out there believing the 4-year cycle's done. So let's just sit and wait and see. But we got some bullish news along the way, like that one Twitter post I just had up there. Breaking: the Fed injected $13.5 billion into the banking system yesterday, the second highest ever in 5 years. Is the Fed partly shifting back towards quantitative easing? Because we've been in quantitative tightening for so long. So having this much inflow get injected into the banking system, it's either there's two things that could happen. We're leading into quantitative easing, or there is something wrong going on with the banks, and they had to fix that issue. So look away, what's happening? I don't know, but from what I can see with this though, it seems like it was just we're leading into the direction of quantitative easing, which is bullish on pricing for crypto and all other assets out there, really. So that did take place the other day. What other bullish news we have? Because we had so much fun news, prices going up. So why is it good right now? Looks like $1.7 trillion Bank of America just said that they recommend 4% allocation to Bitcoin and crypto to their clients. Here we go. So we got the institutions saying get some Bitcoin in your balance sheets because do not miss out. So we're finally at that phase now. But let's see, what else happened over the weekend? We got some pretty bullish news from Elon Musk. Actually, he gets it. He understands Bitcoin. He had an interview saying where energy is the true currency out there. Bitcoin is a fundamental currency based on energy. So banks and everybody out there, they can print cash out there, but energy, that's true currency, and he gets it. So I love how Elon Musk posted that, seeing that out there. And then let's see, breaking, supermarket giant Spar starts accepting Bitcoin and crypto payments in their new Swiss app. So more adoption for Bitcoin payments now. A grocery store in Swiss using their app. So yeah, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. And again, the price is just showing we're doing quite well right now. How high can we go? Come on, let's go back to 100,000. Am I right, people? That's right. But that's all the quick little Twitter news I have for you. Let's go through some news. Well, welcome back, people. And again, for those of you new, I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles just to keep us informed on what's going on. And this keeps me informed as well. Like people will go, well, how do you know what's going on in space? I read the news, and now you guys can read along with me. So let's dive into some of the news articles I have for you today. First one being Bitcoin miner Canaan plans adaptive green energy mining platform. And yeah, miners, for those like the big myth out there, Bitcoin's bad for the environment. Bitcoin mining and crypto mining will always go to the green, clean, reusable energy if they can, as well as the cheapest form. And sometimes that is the option. So let's hear about this for moving to green energy mining. So Canaan has been steadily investing in renewable energy projects with gas-to-computing pilot in Canada and a deal to deploy miners at wind power data centers in Texas. Now, just last week, Texas bought its first Bitcoin. They were investing 10 million. I believe 5 million went to ETFs, and the other 5 million is going to go directly to a Bitcoin purchase. So good things are coming from Texas. And here's just another thing to add to it. So Bitcoin mining and hardware maker Canaan has entered into partnership to co-develop a renewable energy adaptive Bitcoin mining platform, expanding its focus on green energy as the industry seeks sustainable ways to meet its power demands. Now, in conjunction with green power developer Sinvista Energy, Canaan plans to create a mining rig that uses an artificial intelligence-powered scheduling engine to synchronize energy supply with dynamic hash rate demand, the miner announced on Monday. Now, the goal is to maximize the utilization of clean energy without compromising grid stability, according to Canaan. Now, Canaan said that the scheme will advance green mining from isolated pilots to an engineered, replicable solution that will offer the industry an economically viable and regulation-ready blueprint. Now, here is the tweet from Canaan Inc. We're excited to announce our new partnership with Sinvista Energy, launching a renewable adaptive Bitcoin mining ecosystem that integrates clean power, storage, and hash rate in one intelligence platform. It is AI-driven load balancing, distributed behind the meter mining on chain, and let's show more from it, and a scalable blueprint for green verifiable mining. And here we have a little just add of them showcasing it. So we got the mining, we got the windmills, Canaan miners right outside. So yeah, they're going green energy. And I love seeing this. Again, just how Elon Musk just said it. Energy is the new currency, and these guys are using clean energy to mine their Bitcoin. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Here they're building it up. I think it's pretty cool to watch. So those are the mining rigs. Just those little boxes have so many miners in there. Oh, this is really cool. I like seeing the setup process. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So much. That's so pricey too. That is so expensive. All right. That's cool. That is really cool. And that is very pricey. Like, I mean, it's pricey because each one of those rigs is like those little two fans you saw. Those could go for at least like $10,000 to $15,000 each, depending on, crypto cycles, mining hash rate, and just the demand for those miners. When we're in bear markets, you probably could have got one for $5,000, $7,000. But yeah, those crypto miners are $10,000, $15,000 each, and they had stacks of them in that thing. So yeah, so not anybody can do the Bitcoin mining. Sure, anybody can, but not everyone can Bitcoin farm by having like all these miners in one place. Like everyone can have a little desktop miner, which I do suggest people should have. BitAxe is one of those fun little good ones you can get off Amazon, but just have it running. It's like a little lottery ticket, plus you're strengthening the Bitcoin network. So everyone should be mining, but not everyone can be a mining farmer, just because it's so pricey, like millions of dollars to just do all this stuff, plus the energy that has to go into it. But they're going clean, so it could be cheaper. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. A little short video. Let's continue on with the article. So yeah, they're going to be using high renewable penetration is accompanied by growing output volatility and mounting curtailment risk. Traditional strategies struggle to convert surplus electrons into the bankable returns, the company added. Now, Bitcoin mining has long been criticized for its energy consumption, with some estimates claiming that it's roughly equivalent to the power use of a mid-sized country such as Poland or Thailand. However, Bitcoin proponents argue that Bitcoin mining can help support grid stability while mitigating the strain on the grid from AI data centers. Now, Canon and Sinvista are also tokenizing real-world assets. Now, at the same time, both Canaan and Sinvista Energy will tokenize generation output, carbon savings, and mining yields on chain to create a verifiable data foundation for digitalization and real-world assets, securitization of green power plants. Now, long term, the on-chain data backbone will enable tokenization and securitization of generation cash flows and carbon credits, enhancing price transparency and liquidity of green assets and providing a new paradigm for converging digital economy with energy transition, Canon said. Now, data from Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index estimates that Bitcoin's share of global electricity is roughly 0.8%. Now, however, in parallel, the share of renewable energy used in Bitcoin mining has steadily increased, growing at an average annual rate of 5.8%, according to an April report by the industry organization MICA Crypto Alliance. Now, Canon leans into renewables for Bitcoin mining. This isn't the first foray into using renewable energy to power Bitcoin mining. In October, the company launched a gas-to-computing pilot in Canada, which converts stranded natural gas into energy for Bitcoin mining, according to an October mining update. Then, meanwhile, in September, the miner inked a deal with Soluna Holdings, a company that operates data centers powered by renewable energy, to deploy miners at wind-powered data centers in Texas. So this deal that they made in September is now coming to fruition out as we saw them building it up. So yeah, this isn't their first foray for green, clean energy, because again, that's where miners are going. And it didn't really go into, the article didn't go into saying really about like how does like Bitcoin mining help stabilize energy grids. Well, it was tested in Texas. Again, like a lot of these things are happening in Texas right now, which is very Bitcoin and crypto friendly state in the United States. But let's just say we have a cold front coming into Texas. Like that's where a lot of Bitcoin mining farms are. And like, yeah, Bitcoin takes a lot of energy. They've been running. This cold front's coming in. Houses are turning on their heater. They're using a lot more energy. And usually if we didn't have the Bitcoin miners, that could cause like a disruption. And like now, like there's power outages. People are getting cold. They're freezing now. But let's just say there is a way to just get all this extra energy. Since the Bitcoin mining machines are running using lots of energy, all they got to do is go to those mining farms and go, hey, can you guys shut down your miners for, say, a day or two and then turn it back on once this cold front leaves? All they got to do is just shut off those miners. Now there's this massive amounts of energy that can just be redirected to all those homes that were turning on the heater. So that's how it can stabilize the energy grid. I always wish these articles could go into a little bit more detail about it. But no, this is like just an awesome thing for how Bitcoin mining just makes the earth even better. So yeah, so that's what's going on with Bitcoin miner Canaan. So way to go. I like to see updates on this and I'll keep you guys informed. Now, what other news do we have for you today? Let's see. It looks like Strategy sets up a $1.4 billion cash reserve, which lifts its Bitcoin stash to $650,000 Bitcoin. So, interesting. So let's hear about this. So Strategy funded a new reserve from stock sales to cover at least 12 months of dividends as it boosts its Bitcoin stash to 650,000 coins amid market volatility. Now, Michael Saylor's Strategy, the world's largest public Bitcoin holder, is creating a $1.44 billion U.S. Reserve to support dividend payments on its preferred stock and interest on outstanding debt. Now, Strategy on Monday announced the establishment of a U.S. dollar reserve funded through proceeds from the sales of Class A common stock under its at-the-market offering program. Now, Strategy's current intention is to maintain a USD reserve in an amount sufficient to fund at least 12 months of its dividends, and Strategy intends to strengthen the USD reserve over time with the goal of ultimately covering 24 months or more of its dividends, the company said. Now, alongside the launch of the reserve, Strategy disclosed an additional purchase of 130 Bitcoin for $11.7 million, bringing its total holdings to a symbolic value of 650,000 Bitcoin, acquired for $48.38 billion. I wonder if he bought the dip, if he was one of those guys who bought, how much did he buy, 130 Bitcoin? Let's see, that's current price. That doesn't say what its average price is. Maybe it will down below. But the primary means for funding dividends, according to the strategy company update on Monday, its US dollar reserve will be the primary source of funding dividends paid to holders if it's preferred stocks, debt, and common equity. Now, the update details that the $1.44 billion reserve is 2.2% of Strategy's enterprise value and 2.8% of equity value and 2.4% of Bitcoin's value. Now, we believe that this improves the quality and attractiveness of our preferreds and debts and common equity, Strategy said, adding that it raised $1.44 billion in less than 9 trading days by just selling its common A stock of MicroStrategy. Now, the USD reserve to complement Bitcoin holdings. Let's hear about this. So, established a USD reserve to complement our Bitcoin reserve marks the next step in our evolution. Strategy founder Saylor said that adding the new financial tool will better position the company to navigate short-term market volatility. Strategy CEO and President Lolli highlighted that the company's latest BTC purchase made in the past 2 weeks brings its total holdings to 650,000. Now, is that really, did they get it on the dot 650? But that's about 3.1% of the 21 million Bitcoin that will ever exist. So that's crazy to think. Now, in recognition of the important role we play in the broader Bitcoin ecosystem and further reinforce our commitment to our credit, investors, and shareholders, we've established a USD reserve that currently covers 21 months of dividends, Lee noted. Oh, and how we do see a average price. So he did buy the dip, 130 Bitcoin, 11.7 million at 89,960. I guess kind of the dip. You can never time the dip, guys. Let's just buy it when you can. But yeah, so he purchased it at 89,960 per coin, again, which brought his total to 650,000 Bitcoin. Now, Strategy lowers its 2025 KPI targets. So alongside its reserve and 650,000 Bitcoin holdings, Strategy has significantly lowered its KPI targets and corresponding assumptions for 2025 results. According to the update, Strategy now expects its Bitcoin yield to end the year between 22% and 26%, with a projected Bitcoin price estimate of $85,000 to $110,000 by December 31st. So 85,000, so that's even lower. So, hey, by December 31st, if we can be back up above 100,000, I am very happy, and that is definitely a nice white Christmas. Well, not even a white Christmas. That's a nice Christmas present that I would love to see. Now, the company has also significantly reduced its target Bitcoin gains, cutting its previous expectation of $20 billion to a revised range of between $8.4 billion and $12.8 billion. Now, the revised target for operating income is between $7 billion and $9.5 billion, down from the original projected $34 billion. Oh, $34 billion. It's down $7 billion, $9.5 billion, guys. Oh, no, that company is succeeding like no other. So they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Don't get shaken now, like when scary times happen, and then you see the CEO Lolli saying, we can say like this was just all fun news. Like from what we can tell from this article, Strategy is still killing it. They're still adding. I believe also Strategy, Michael Saylor did say like at most they'd want to hold 7% of the entire 21 million Bitcoin out there. So they're about 4% away. So they can probably actually do that. So we'll just wait and see. But yeah, they are still improving. They're just not just improving, they're just evolving. They're creating like something new that the world hasn't even seen. So they're definitely going to be one of the dominant companies that's just going to be coming for the future. So that's MicroStrategy news. Now let's switch up the game to some stable coins, and looks like Sony may allow PlayStation to accept USD payments. Stablecoin payments? That's something. Let's go through this article to find out about it, but it looks like crypto's heading to the gaming space. That's a better way to say it. So PlayStation goes crypto? ? Sony stablecoin could be used for gaming payments, said Nikki. So Sony Group plans for U.S. customers to pay for video game subscriptions and other content using its own stablecoin. So, video game and tech giant Sony Group plans to issue a US dollar-denominated stablecoin next year to be used to purchase games and anime with its digital ecosystem, according to a report from Japanese outlet Nikkei. Now, this plan is likely to only apply to the US thanks to the passing of the Genius Act earlier this year, a bill that paved a clear regulatory path for issuing stablecoins in the country. It comes after Sony's banking division, Sony Bank, filed to acquire a US national banking charter in October. Now, this license would allow for its subsidiary, Connectia Trust, to engage in certain specific activities involving cryptocurrencies. Now, the Independent Community Bankers of America, ICBA, later urged the Nation to Trade Association to block Sony's bid, claiming that it was exploiting regulatory loopholes to avoid traditional banking oversight. But according to Nikki, Sony Bank hopes that U.S. customers will pay for subscriptions in its stablecoin throughout its ecosystem. In doing so, it will reduce payment fees often incurred when using credit cards. And Sony Bank has partnered with stablecoin firm Bastion, according to Nikki, which provide the infrastructure for the Sony stablecoin. Now, Sony's thriving PlayStation platform includes digital games and subscriptions for PlayStation 5 console, along with PC games and others that can stream to various devices via cloud computing. Now, Nikki's report doesn't specifically mention PlayStation, but all of Sony's gaming efforts run through that brand. Sony Group operates the popular Crunchyroll anime streaming service, and Decrypt reached out to Sony for comment regarding the report, but did not immediately receive a response. So this is not, though, the first time that Sony has flirted with crypto implementations. In 2021, Sony applied for a U.S. patent to create standardized digital infrastructure that would allow gamers to own and transfer NFTs. The application said that these NFTs could include game skins, avatars, artwork, weapons, or video game skills, and Sony has yet to implement such functionality within the PlayStation ecosystem. However, that same year, Sony also applied for a patent for a system that tracked digital assets in video games using a blockchain. And in January 2025, Sony and partner Startel Group launched the Ethereum Layer 2 network Sonium into mainnet. So fans of the tech giant hope that Sonium would get a slew of PlayStation games rolling onto it. However, as of this writing, no major Sony franchise has released a crypto game on Sonium. Rather, it has become a network with NFT music collections and a growing library of smaller games. Plus, it hosted a tie-in with Square Enix, now shuttering crypto games, by Symbiogenesis. So Sony's been in the space for some time. They're also one of the big validated partners for Theta Network, which I do love. But yeah, I do remember that when they were talking about that back in 2021, because I've been covering the daily news for the past 5 years. But yeah, I remember when they were saying that, it's picture actually owning games. This is the next thing, because usually when you got a new gaming system, so you went from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, nothing. Actually, no, it wouldn't work for that. The example is, say you're playing Call of Duty, you bought a bunch of skins, you leveled it up, everything's good, but a year later, a new Call of Duty comes out, and those skins don't transfer. You got to re-buy everything. So if they did ever implement the NFT standard from it, it just transfers from your console over here. Now that skin can be used on the new Call of Duty game out there. So yeah, this is kind of how blockchain technology could fix that gaming problem, because it's so annoying. I used to be a gamer back in the day, and yeah, if I spend a bunch of money on gaming skins, just outfits for my Street Fighter character, and then the new game comes out, I just basically spent all this money. Now it's just useless back there because I'll be playing the new game over the old one. So this is how it can kind of help out with it. But yeah, so they're always testing now, they're diving into it. So who knows, maybe one of these days it's all just going to come together. The next PlayStation 6 comes out. Oh, no, let's say PlayStation 8. Let's just roll this. PlayStation 7. Let's give it 2 more generations. PlayStation 7 comes out, has NFT for skin capabilities, except crypto stablecoin payments. It's that'd be nice to see if that does come out. But right now they're still dabbling into it. They're getting patents, so who knows when we'll see it come to fruition. But that's what's going on with PlayStation Sony right now. And now let's continue on with stablecoins. Looks like Circle partners with OpenMind for AI microtransactions. So stablecoins are kind of bumping up everywhere, integrated into our usual system we have going on. But Circle, one of the major issuers of stablecoins, will partner with OpenMind to launch a new protocol for machine-to-machine transactions. OpenMind will use USDC for micropayments between AI agents. So Circle will officially Circle will offer its fully regulated USDC stablecoin for microtransactions between AI agents. Now, the payment will be used within the ecosystem of OpenMind, a robotics and AI company. Now, together with Circle, OpenMind will work toward a payment standard for machines and automated and permissionless transactions. Here's OpenMind tweeting that we're excited to work with Circle on rolling out world's first standards for machine-to-machine payments. More to come. So, yeah, machines are going to be making the payments for you. It's like you don't need to do that confirmation. Oh, confirm, send, pay. Like this new thing going on right now is kind of a work. So like the machine itself can like initiate the trade, make a payment. However, this is going to roll out. Like this is actually pretty interesting. But OpenMind has already signed a tentative cooperation with Coinbase to tap its X402 payment protocol. The company joined Circle along with AWS, Anthropic, and Near with the goal of building a machine economy evolving relations and payments between AI agents. The X402 standard took off in the past couple of months and was considered a prime candidate for the agentic payments and other forms of automation. OpenMind is among the first companies to suggest an explicit use case for its robotics approach to finance. Circle has already minted over $72.2 billion of USDC, or 77.2 billion USDC. Can't say dollars because USDC is that abbreviation. But becoming the second most widely used stablecoin in the past week alone. Another 4 billion tokens were added on various networks out there, mainly flowing into Solana, but USDC is still among the most active tokens on Ethereum based on daily transactions. Now, Circle builds chain-agnostic payment protocols. Circle is working towards its gateway tool, offering instant transfers for cross-chain USDC transactions. The stablecoin issuer is also working on an X402 ecosystem for micropayments. Using the gateway technology, Circle will offer USDC to both EVM and non-EVM chains, with a special focus on Solana. Now, the company will act as a facilitator of the token transfers, boosting its reliability to offer a true agent-to-agent payment. Now, Circle expects the agentic payments using X402 will increase in popularity, and particularly that the X402 may become an attractive protocol for high-throughput applications, such as agents performing deep research tasks and paying for content as they go, the company announced. Now, agentic are still in experimental space as competitors continue to work toward a common standard, and Google Cloud is also working toward a common standard, joining forces with multiple crypto companies. Now, OpenMind works towards autonomous robots. OpenMind works not only on AI generation, but also aims to implement its tools through autonomous robots. The company is still in its early stages and has yet to demonstrate the actual usage of USDC. And OpenMind has attracted an undisclosed seed round led by Amber Group and another $20 million round by Pantera Capital raised in 2025. And the Pi Network has also invested in AI and robotics company for an undisclosed sum. So this is that OpenMind. That is crazy what they are getting into with the robots making payments now. So you don't need that human part to it. But yeah, robots are totally doing. Like imagine, say, like a Tesla robot. Like you give it a certain, it has a wallet on there, and then like it can do transactions for you. Like I saw a bunch of robots like when I was down in Vegas, like here. So like, yep, here we go. Look at me. Yeah. So look at that Tesla robot in that restaurant. Like imagine this guy had a wallet and let's get a better view of that guy. Look at him. This thing was 16 in person. But imagine if this thing had the ability to pay for stuff for you. Like it's like basically your own personal maid. So what if like it has its wallet, you go, I want it to order food. It orders food, it has a wallet, it can make the payment, and then next thing you know, you got this little robot driving down the street delivering your food for you. That would be robots talking to robots. So yeah, that was just one of two, or those are two robots I saw. Let's see, what else did I see? I was eating a lunch with dinner with my friends at the hot pot place. There's a little server, no more spilled soup. Like robots are definitely coming, and then also all over LA. Look at that. That is a Waymo automatic driverless taxi. Like, see, no driver, Waymo automatic. There were so many of these guys just driving around, picking up people. So, guys, robots are they are here and they are improving. And yeah, with OpenAI dealing this, like again, this is just a start. Like this was like right now they're just at that point where it's like we're trying to test it out. So the AI, when it does research, it can pay for, say, maybe a paid subscription to gain even more information because it's locked away unless you pay for it. That's where it's at. But just again, down the road, your Tesla robot pays for your food because you have it on schedule. Then that other robot comes to deliver it for you. Or the Tesla robot, you go, hey, schedule me a Waymo taxi. It pays the fee for you. That car comes, picks you up, takes you to your destination. So, gosh, robots, AI, these are some definitely cool tools coming around. I love it right now. I really, really do. But yeah, so let's continue on with our final news article now. Yeah, robots are awesome. Bitcoin price keeps going up. Let's finish off with let's see, is this a negative news article? This is a safe article? I don't know, but it looks like Europol, the Swiss police dismantle a crypto mixer in a major Bitcoin laundering crackdown. So, Swiss and German authorities, backed by Europol, shut down the crypto mixer Bitcoin laundering service in Zurich, seizing servers, the domain Euro 25 million in Bitcoin, and 12 terabytes of data linked to major cybercrime. So I guess this is good news if they're shutting down cybercrime out there. But law enforcement agencies in Switzerland and Germany have shut down CryptoMixer.io, one of Europe's largest illicit Bitcoin mixing operations. Now, the takedown unfolded between November 24th and the 28th in Zurich, with Europol coordinating the cross-border support. Authorities seized 3 servers, the CryptoMixer.io domain, more than 25 million euros in Bitcoin, and over 12 terabytes of data. A seizure banner, see below, now replaces the site, and investigators say the disruption will fuel new leads tied to ransomware groups, dark web marketplaces, and cross-border money laundering schemes. Now, Crypto Mixer launched in 2016, and it quickly became a go-to service for cybercriminals who needed to hide their tracks, Europol said. Now, the platform operated on both the clear web and dark web. Its hybrid design attracted users from ransomware crews, underground forums, and online drug marketing. Now, mixers work by pulling users' deposits, shuffling them around for long, and then randomized intervals and redistributing them to the new addresses. Now, the process breaks the on-chain trail, making it difficult to analyze and to trace specific coins. So that's what mixers are really for. If you want to keep your wallet and coins a little bit more private, you send it in a mixer. Think of it as like a washing machine. Everyone sent some Bitcoin in it. The Bitcoin gets washed around, and then you get sent back the exact Bitcoin you sent in. But it had so many transactions touching it. It's like, oh, where did it come from? Where is this? So it hides the Bitcoin trail. So that's what these crypto mixers are usually for. And yeah, I guess it does entice some illegal activities out there for them just hiding their tracks. But authorities say that Crypto Mixer moved more than 1.3 billion euros worth of Bitcoin for its clients, seeking to wash criminal proceeds. Now, the service was frequently used before funds were pushed to exchanges, ATMs, or bank accounts. Now, the German federal investigators said that the operation generated billions of euros in revenue, much of it tied to illegal activity, and Frankfurt Prosecutor's General Office and the General Federal Criminal Police Officer worked alongside Zurich City and cantonal police to lead in the on-site action. Europol and Eurojust had support from The Hague. Now, details of the crypto mixer shutdown. On the action day, Europol deployed cybercrime specialists to Zurich for forensic assistance and real-time coordination. The agency said its joint cybercrime action task force played a central role in connecting investigators across borders. Now, Europol also noted similarities to its 2023 takedown of Chip Mixer at the time of the largest mixer ever dismantled. Now, Swiss authorities said that the volume of data seized, over 12 terabytes, will be crucial for mapping wider criminal networks. Investigators believe it contains transaction logs, operational documentation, and communication records that may link multiple cybercrime groups. Now, crypto mixing services have long drawn scrutiny for enabling ransomware payouts, drug sales, weapons, trafficking, and payment card fraud. And regulators and agencies across Europe and the US have increasingly targeted mixers that advertise anonymity. Now, high-profile precedents include sanctions and criminal charges against Tornado Cash founders in the US and Netherlands. And Germany's BKA said that the finding from Crypto Mixer will contribute to the investigation of further cybercrimes. Both countries signaled that more actions against crypto laundering infrastructure may follow as forensic teams dig through the C servers and blockchain data. So they shut down Crypto Mixer in Europe. Again, it hinders and stops like bad actors from doing stuff. Because again, like we do have a lot of wrench attacks going on out there. So it's very... so again, the bad actor would definitely want a mixer when they steal a person's funds. It's like, okay, send it over here first, and it gets mixed, then it'll go to their wallet, and then boom, they hit their transaction. So, but again, it can be used for a tool for bad actors. But again, if say you're just a private person and you really don't want anybody knowing what you got, this gets used for that person. They weren't doing anything illegal, bad. They just want a little bit more privacy with their finances, and that's totally okay. I think that's okay, but I think the government and the world still says, no, we need to know what you're doing. We need to tax you on everything. So it makes sense when a person wants to like have just a little bit more anonymity in the crypto space. But that's what took place over in Europe. So yeah, let's see what comes of this, what other cyber crimes like this may have been linked to. And I'll definitely keep you guys posted. But that is it for the news. We are still in extreme fear territory right now. We are at a 16. So, yep, people are still fearful, but we'll probably be pushing the fear tomorrow. If Bitcoin keeps climbing, we're at 91,000. Ethereum's at 31,000. Let's take a look at crypto bubbles. I always love looking at that just to get a big idea of, like, what does the rest of the market look like? And from the rest of the market, we are green today. So huzzah! I love seeing that. So we're green, nothing to be freaked out about. But again, just over the weekend, I was out of the loop, not really paying attention to the news, what was going on. Like I saw or I heard we had a dip going on, but now that I'm back in action, it's like was there a dip? We're back at 90,000. Like this was where I was when I left for Thanksgiving. So did we have a dip? Yeah, we did. But is it a crash? No, it's not, because there's still a chance for Bitcoin to reach 110,000 by December 31st. So fingers crossed for that. We could still have a nice, happy Christmas. So everyone, thank you for tuning in today. I got to get ready for our crypto class here at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. And yeah, guys, if you want to be a part of them, we do classes twice a week at 1:30 Eastern time. You just got to be a club member, classic club member, because if you go to our bitcoinben.io website, you will see we do have new prices. We have for our club members, we have a programs membership, which now just give you access to all the crypto club programs, confidential bulk purchases, loans for Bitcoin, home to hodl, beef initiative. So that's just a $5 membership now to take advantage of those programs. But if you want the classes, one-on-one consultations, and a place to go to hang out, that's our classic membership, which is $29.99. So reduced price of what it used to be at $50. So definitely go to the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club website, go to bitcoinben.io, sign up and attend one of our classes and get educated. So everybody, have an awesome day. I will see you again tomorrow with some more crypto news. So peace, guys.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's home to hodl. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.